Edge cases. There are so many edge cases in a MIDI triggered ADSR envelope generator. I was told that I have to be careful for multiple types of situations. One of these situations is that there might be a note on and a note off, but another note on and another note off. Unfortunately, all on the same note number. What would happen then? Would the attack state start? Would it trigger attack again? And would it then hit release? Or would the attack state start, then just ignore the second note on and also release? Or would it keep track of how many note ons you had, so that it knows that this is not the first note off, and then it goes down at the second note off? The solution that I chose here is to just say when a note on event comes and there was already a note on that note number, which I call node index, then I'm not triggering attack and also not recalculating all this stuff. In order to be able to do that, I introduced the NoteOns Array, just an array of 128 booleans that just keeps track of which node currently has a note on or note off. It is all false by default. The NoteOff method has become more complicated as well. Let me tell you why. The first situation that I want to talk about is that you are not in legato mode, and there is a note on event, and then there is another note on event, but on a different note number. Now there is a note off event on that second note on event. So what would you expect the envelope to do? The typical reaction is that the note on triggers attack, then a new note on also triggers attack. And if you are in legato mode, then going back to the old note also triggers attack. So a note off value actually behaves like a note on value in this case. A note off is triggering attack. Legato, not legato. And there are still notes left. Then trigger attack and only else trigger release. Because in legato mode you would just hold sustain until the end and then drop to release. That's why we also have to care what's going on in legato mode itself, by the way. If legato, then only if no notes are left, then we can set note on to false. Note on left is, by the way, just defined like this, looping over the note ons, and if any of them is true, then true, and else false. Now what I find crazy about this entire thing is that it could be even more complex. If you were thinking of MPE type of things, or maybe even just multiple voices in general, then you could actually imagine that the same note number has multiple note ons in some way, but maybe just on a different MIDI channel. And I didn't even implement that yet, but that's also going to be something that I will do at some point. But I'm already pretty happy with the implementation of this envelope generator. It's pretty robust, and I feel like I have to release that very soon. But for now, I will just closely inspect if I find more weird edge cases.